How's it going, YouTube? This is Skull, and welcome back to another episode of Kerbal's Space Program Science Mode. And today, Liku Kerbin is going to be joining us on a trip to Kerbin's second moon, which is called Minmus. Now, Minmus is an extremely small moon, nowhere close to the same size as the moon. Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, but it's still an incredibly valuable place for us to go and get some science and hopefully unlock the tech tree and, yeah, hopefully just make everything work. So anyway, this launch craft is actually, this spacecraft, everything you see, is identical to the one that I sent to the moon in the last episode. The thing is with Minmus, it actually doesn't take that much more delta V to get there. It doesn't take that much more energy. Because if you're going that fast to get to the moon, there's a few mathematical formulas, one of which is, I believe, the inverse square law, that basically says that if you're going fast, you don't need to go too much faster to get twice as far. Anyway, so because Minmus is twice as far as the moon, or maybe even farther, I don't know, that just means that we don't need that much more fuel to get there. And as we saw at the end of the last episode, we already had plenty of extra fuel anyway, so why not? And the great thing about Minmus is it actually is small enough that I can land on it without any hassle. The thing with the moon is, even though it's closer, it's a much larger body, which means that it takes a whole lot of more energy to land on it and then get off of it and come back to Kerbin. Minmus, not so much. You do not need as much energy at all. So, as paradoxical as it sounds, I am actually going to go to Minmus and land there before I land on the moon, which is far closer. Anyway, so the reason I brought Liku along is because Liku is a scientist, which means that I can reset all of my scientific instruments, just keep transmitting data over and over and over. But as you will see throughout this episode, there is one small problem with that happening that I was not prepared to deal with. Anyway, so we are going to be breaking Kerbin parking orbit now, heading off to Minmus, and in just a few seconds I will hand the mic back to the live commentary of me, so you can watch the rest of the episode knowing, what was going through my mind and all that stuff. Now, these episodes take about 2 hours to record, and I try and condense it down to 20 to 25 minute episodes. Obviously, last episode was 30, but I do what I can. Anyway, so be sure to show your appreciation for this episode by leaving a like on the video and telling me what your favorite part of the episode is in the comments. Anyway, I'm just going to be doing some deep space science here before handing the microphone back to old me in real time as I get into orbit around Minmus. Okay, I am actually in a pretty dead-on polar orbit around Minmus. I still have actually quite a bit of fuel left in this bottom stage and everything in my top stage, so I think I'm high enough over Minmus to do some far-out science. I'm going to go ahead and do some of that real quick. Let's go ahead and open this up and see if we can't find the thermometer. Log temperature. Measuring the temperature of space appears to be quite impossible, as there is no matter around to be either hot or cold, except the spacecraft and the thermometer itself. This is probably going to give the R&D guys something to think about for a while. Okay, we're going to go ahead and transmit that data. Turn off SAS. Okay, let's see. Observe mystery goo. You feel like eating the goo. I'm not sure if the goo appreciates that. Of course, we need a crew report. You note that your radio fails to transmit when set to the off position. Yeah, that does sound like it could cause some problems. We have the materials bay. We're going to observe that. And the samples react to the lack of an atmosphere. Okay, we're going to go ahead and transmit this data back. Yeah, go ahead and transmit. Because Lukey is a scientist and he can reset that. Speaking of Lukey, we need to send him out on an EVA. My electric charge is running really low. That is something else. That is something else. All these extra batteries in here are great, but they're not as great without a way of recharging them. That's really close to being run out. I need to make sure that my spacecraft's in a good orientation before that happens. It is. it's set in retrograde, so all I need to do is turn it on, and one, it'll recharge the electric charge, and two, it'll allow for me to get closer to Minmus and do some extra science. But for now, quick save, because this thing has a habit of crashing when I go on an EVA. Fingers crossed. Okay, we're still alive. Let's go ahead and do an EVA report. It's so small, yet so delicious. We're going to keep that in board, and now... quick save again. Wait just a second, give the game time to catch up. And EVA. Okay, now we need to walk down, reset, restore, I guess. Yeah, it's operable again. Okay, now board. And good. Now we've got all of these scientific instruments that are able to use that we're able to use all over again. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move ourselves down a lot closer to Minmus, but still in an orbit. So just turn on our engines and go down a little bit. We need to get really close to get some good science. So let's say 50,000 meters, 50 kilometers. That sounds good. We're still well above the surface, but we're low enough to get some good science. The problem is, I don't know if I'll be able to transmit any of that back. That is going to be a big problem. So, yeah, I don't know how much my craft can actually store of the same kind of material, but we'll see what happens. I really wanted to actually land on Minmus today, but there's no reason to. Let's go down to 26,000 meters. There's really no reason to, unless I can do science, and I can't do science if I don't have electric charge. And I filled this thing up with as much electric charge as I could. So, man, it's just, I guess the next thing to go after is solar panels, because that'll just make these scientific expeditions oh so much easier. So, quick save. Now let's go down to about here. Whoops, that's going to be too far. We're going the wrong way. Let's go ahead and go here. And now we should be close enough to Minmus to get some really good science. Look at how close that planet is. Well, not even a planet, it's a moon, and even then, we don't really know if it's a moon. It might be a comet. So we've already observed that mystery goo and that mystery goo. Let's go ahead and observe, well, log the temperature. No, we're still high over Minmus, huh? Good thing I went a little lower. Let's go ahead all the way down to 20. Let's go down below 30,000 and see if that's close enough. A little further. How's that? Log temperature. There we go. Minmus is cold. Ice cream is cold. Coincidence? I hope not. Okay, now let's... nope, that one's already been used. Let's go ahead and use... That one's been used. Okay, I know I put more mystery goo in here. Where is it? There we go. That one hasn't been used yet. The goo sticks to the Minmus side of the container. It appears to be attracted to the tiny moon. You wonder if the goo is hungry too. Okay, we are near Minmus, so near Minmus data is great. Like I said, I really wanted to land on Minmus today. I know I have the energy. I know that this thing is safe to land. I just don't have the electric charge. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to land, and as I land, I'm going to transmit all of this data back. So, yeah, that should do it. Okay, let's go ahead and observe the materials bay. The high radiation environment caused a few of the samples to glow. It looks like it would be fun to paint the rocket with this. Okay, what we're going to do is keep this, and then as we're descending, then we'll transmit it. Let's get a crew report. You wonder if it's possible to EVA to the surface and back. Actually, it is, funny enough. So, fun fact there. Let's go ahead and quick save. Wait a second. And EVA. I found that waiting a tiny bit before going on EVA helps. The mesmerizing aquamarine flats almost make you forget to keep one hand to the ship's handle at all times. That is a thing that astronauts have to think about, is you let go of your spacecraft and you're dead. That's correct. So let's go ahead and quick save. We got all that science that will be ready to transmit back only as soon as we land on Minmus. And in order to do that, we're going to need to go all the way back up here. Quick save again and warp here. I just need to wait for the spacecraft to be in the correct orientation. I'm afraid that even moving the spacecraft into the correct orientation is going to just drain my electric charge and leave me just flailing about in space. So this is what I'm going to have to do. Okay, quick save again. Now let's fire that rocket. Stop that. And yeah, we're basically going to fall right onto Minmus's surface now, which is not ideal, but whatever. At least we're getting electric charge back. So now we're going to fall, like I said. That's 2 hours, that's 1 hour. Okay, we're going to fall into the night side. Not what I wanted. Tell you what, I'll figure out how to land this and I'll get back to you. Perfect. Now we'll be landing over there. Okay, what do I have that I can begin transmitting back? Let's see, review stored data. Yeah, we can go ahead and transmit this EVA report. Don't know how much electric charge it'll take, but okay, we were able to transmit all of that, so we'll be able to get another EVA report down on Minmus's surface, which is great. And we're going to keep this. Okay, now we have basically no electric charge once again, so gotta wait to fall a little more so we can light our engine a little more so we can transmit something else. Actually, that EVA, I should not have transmitted that. I should have picked something else, because that's, that was the EVA report over Minmus. That's going to be the same scientific value, and I'm never going to overwrite that anyway, so that was just me not thinking. And now I'm very close to running out of electric charge, just switching my spacecraft over to the correct orientation. Okay, and fire. I'm basically going to bring myself as close to a complete halt as possible. That's good. Then I'm just going to fall. Let's see, what have I got? I don't need to transmit in. Oh, I need to transmit the thermometer. Come to think of it. Wait a minute. I wonder, can I just grab that and store it into the capsule? I think I'll try that. Even though I'm falling, I'm still 6 kilometers up. I think I'll be fine. So can I let go? Let's see. Back away. Go down. Go forward. And let's see. Can I take the data? Yeah, I could take the data, and that resets that without me having to transmit it. Don't know why I didn't think of that before. Okay. And go down. Grab. No. Went the wrong way. Okay, back up. Down. Up. There we go. And grab and board. Perfect. Okay, now the thermometer's all reset and I didn't have to transmit anything. Really, I need to transmit this, but I know that'll just take a lot of my electric charge. I feel like I can afford to power it up a little more. Let's just see let's see. Let's review the data. Try transmitting it. Yes, transmit. Experiment media remove. Okay, this is going to... I was not able to transmit everything, unfortunately. Let's see, review the data. I don't know how much is left that wasn't transmitted. Yes, transmit. It keeps saying aborting, so I guess I'll just not be able to... Man, that's quite unfortunate. Guess I'll just have to close these doors. Well, hopefully in future missions I'll be able to bring another materials bay with me when I go to the surface. But for now, I'm just going to have to, I guess, land on the surface of Minmus without worrying about it. I don't know why I'm going this way. Oh, I've started going that way. No problem. Okay, I'm going to get... Okay, it just paused the auto warp for me right there. And I'm out of electric charge. So... Gonna have to just drift myself to the side. I should not have tried transmitting that. I was just an idiot. The good thing is I can just sort of drift to the right orientation and then sort of suicide burn myself onto Minmus's surface. This works. Okay, can't time warp any faster, so this is just going to be a waiting game as we descend to the surface. Going to need to use my buttons as sporadically as possible. Keep quick saving because I don't want to screw this up. The electric charge is coming back slowly. That's fine. I won't need to transmit anything else back. Really wish I could transmit back the materials bay and get another surface sample or a sample. Let me try that again. I wish I could use that on the surface of Minmus, but that's just not going to happen. Okay, where is my shadow? I don't see it. That's usually what I look for when I'm landing. Can't see it. I'm just going to have to drop and guess, I guess. It should be over there somewhere. It's not. I did lower my graphics just a little to help the game run a little more smoothly and hope that it doesn't crash as often, but I don't know if that might have gotten rid of my shadow. I don't know. Okay, we're coming down. There's my shadow. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Not bad at all. Just hold this orientation. Okay, don't. Let's see. Really wish I had landing legs, but I don't. That's fine. As long as we're below, I think, 5 meters a second, I think we'll be plenty fine. Okay, we're getting down close. And... Uh-oh. Get back up, get back up, get back up. Nope. That didn't work. Just going to... Okay. Put myself retrograde. I hope that electric charge holds. Okay, let's try that again. I just came in at too weird of an angle. This thing does not have landing legs, which hurts. Okay, try that again. Slowly, slowly. Try to hold that as dead center as possible. And bring us down, Liku. And hold steady, hold steady, hold steady. I don't care if you have to use SAS. We're on Minmus. It doesn't matter. Okay, we're pointing straight up. Good, good. Now turn off SAS and see if we're still steady. Actually, quick save first. Now turn off SAS, and we're good. Okay, open this up. Let's get our science. Ignore the fact that we are now the first Kerbals on Minmus. Thermometer suddenly reads NAN, not a number. One of the wires must have come loose again. We're going to keep that. Let's see, have we... Nope. There we go. The goo is erupting into dance. Yes. This is from Minmus's Flats. Minmus has several biomes just like Kerbin, so you could theoretically spend like whole mission just exploring all of Minmus, trying to get as much science as possible. We're going to go ahead and do a crew report. Oh, we have one. Okay, let's review the report. You wonder if it's possible EVA to surface back. Okay, we don't have the power to transmit all that back. It's so frustrating. But what we can do is send Liku on a EVA down to the surface, grab a surface sample, and an EVA report from the surface, and I think we're going to count that. And, of course, we're going to plant a flag as well. Okay, just back up a little and hope it holds steady. Now we're just going to fall to the surface. Okay, let's go ahead and plant a flag. Look at that. Look at that. That's an amazing picture. Okay, and the flag will read, first landing. Here, Kerbal's first stepped boot on the moon of Minmus. Okay, perfect. Now we need to face away from that and take an EVA report. As far as you can tell in the low gravity, the ground is firm underfoot and not as slippery as you had expected. We're going to keep that, and now we're going to take a surface sample. You want to get your helmet off and taste the sample. Instead, you pull yourself together and continue with the mission. 150 science from this. Okay, even though we didn't get that materials bay all figured out during this mission, we got some good science, and that's enough for me. Someday we will return with, hopefully, a rover so we can go from biome to biome here on Minmus. And until we do, we shall just be happy with being the first Kerbals to have landed and get some awesome science for science mode. And let's see, we're going to quick save, and there's really nothing left to do except get out of here. Just go up full speed. And that's a little too far. We want to go east, get into an orbit, obviously, around Minmus, and then get back to Kerbin at some point, hopefully. Okay, once we're above 3 kilometers, then I can time accelerate. Ooh, speaking of, that's the moon over there, and look, that's Kerbin rise. We're the first Kerbals to experience Kerbal rise in this series. That's awesome. Okay, once again, I'm gonna get into an orbit. Tell you what, I'll see you when we're back on Kerbin's surface so we can see how much science we got and unlock something in the tech tree and wrap this episode up. See you there. I did not plan this at all, but would you look at that? That's the Space Center, and it looks like we're going to be landing pretty close to it. That's our spent third stage. I decided to use that as something of a heat shield. Plus, I just had so much fuel in it, it really helped to slow me down a lot further than just my blunt heat shield could. It looks like that. My spent third stage is actually getting really close to hitting the Space Center. That's a little freaky, actually. I did not plan this at all, but anyway, yeah, I'm just going to land really quick, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I managed to get a little bit of more science because I landed in Kerbin's grasslands, which I haven't explored yet, which brings the total amount of science that I got from this mission to 465 for a grand total of 660. So let's go ahead and back out of this, go to the tech tree, and see what we can unlock. If there are solar panels involved, then I am, of course, getting those. Okay, where would solar panels be under? Probably advanced electrics? Oh, we get, at the very least, we get a bigger battery. And, yep. There's a solar panel, exactly what I need. I'm going to go ahead and research that. I know I'm skipping ahead, but I really need solar panels if I want to keep the series up. Heavy rocketry gets us bigger engines. Go ahead and get that. Propulsion systems, a few more fuel engines. There we go. Here we get some nice nose cones, some decouplers. Oh, tri-decoupler. That's awesome. Okay, we're going to get that. Aerodynamics. At the very least, we get this, which gives us, I believe, no, that's crew capacity of 1 still. Man, I want to send more than 1 into space if possible. This gives us RCS, so let's go ahead and get that. Space exploration, hitchhiker storage container, that's nice. Barometer, that means more science. We're going to go ahead and get that. So there we go. We got some nice toys to try out on our next Kerbal Space Program Science Mode episode, and I hope to see you all then. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.